Spoiler alert, this is how it turned out. This is my new painting called Thanks So Much, and pretty in line with the subject matter, the title, all of that. I think there's just way too much that goes into this piece for me to not talk about it in this way. So I would say a really good portion of my life, I just think a lot. I think so much. It's to the point where, which I would say this started within the last couple of years, but it's gotten to the point where someone will bring something up and I'm like, as a matter of fact, I have actually been thinking about this. I didn't realize I was thinking about it until just now, but I have been thinking about it. And I'm able to like recite almost each time, like all of the thoughts that I've had about it in that moment. And it's because I just think so much. I'm like really not even fully aware of what I'm thinking about, because it just feels like so many thoughts at once, or a series of thoughts that are happening when I'm really busy with something, so I can't actually give my attention towards what I'm thinking about. And so yeah, that's just kind of what this painting is about. It's just thinking so much, which the things that I'm thinking about, it's not even like it's necessarily a bad thing. I mean, if you see the visuals, like the city, for example, me incorporating the cityscape is because in college, high school and college, I was confident I wanted to move to a big city, like the biggest city. Like I wanted to spend a year in Chicago, and downtown Chicago. Like I love downtown. I still love downtowns. But I was like convinced that that's where I wanted to go. And kind of as I've matured, as I've gotten older, as I've named different values for my life, I realized that my humanness really wants to live a fast-paced life, but really I don't thrive in fast-paced places. And I think thinking so much is a byproduct of that. I don't actually have time to express anymore, and that's why all my thoughts are stuck in my head, is because I don't have time to actually express myself. And so that's kind of been like a really interesting but painful journey almost, realizing that the reason I'm thinking so much and can't quite take captive my thoughts is because I've put my brain in a place where I can't do anything else but that. And I will say the beautiful thing is I'm still thinking, it's not like that was a part of my brain that just shut down and was put on the reserves, my body is just like, I'm a person of expression. Like I'm very expressive with my facial expressions. I'm expressive with my voice and my storytelling and who I am. I'm expressive with what I wear, and obviously in my art. Like, are you kidding me? You can't say that I'm not an expressive person. And so kind of forcing myself to be in a box of busyness has been really hard. And I even just like the pain that it was to get to working on this piece. I mean, I think this painting took 2 months, mostly because I didn't have time to get it done in a week, which is devastating. And kind of being like putting myself in the place. I'm a huge overcommitter. I'm not proud of it, but it happens. Being such an overcommitter, it just came to a point where I had these things that I had to get done, and so I couldn't work on art. And if I wanted to give myself a break, because rest is good, breaks are good, if I wanted to give myself a break to paint, I just guilted and shamed myself the whole time. Like, you have a class you need to be finishing, go work on that, you've got PT, blah, blah, blah. So it was just like this awful sacrifice that I did not want to have to make. And so just getting to finally create this piece and make time for it was such a breath of fresh air. And I'm so excited about how it turned out. Like, this is by far probably my favorite painting that I've done to date, which is, I've done a lot of paintings in my life, and I'm obsessed with this one. So, yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. I hope that my words can be an encouragement to you. I hope that they can even kind of paint a picture for maybe stories that people didn't realize they had taken as their own. You should be able to take your thoughts captive. And if you can't harness your thoughts, then you're doing yourself harm, because what goes on in your brain circulates to your heart, and what circulates your heart is what's poured out of you. And if you can't control what's in your mind, I mean, you're going to be allowing dark and negative and hurtful and nasty thoughts come through, and you can't grasp it and deal with it, because it's just in this fleeting cycle of clouds. You know, things are just being squashed in your brain, and you're not doing anything about it. They're not going anywhere. And even the good thoughts, they're not becoming productive thoughts, because they're just stuck. They're just stuck right here. So we need to be able to express ourselves. We need to be able to harness our thoughts, take captive our ideas, the words and the phrases and pictures that go through our minds. Slow down. We're not meant to live fast lives. Not at all. I mean, if you think back to the very beginning of time, you know, someone's probably spending an entire day just trying to get food, you know? And so being able to maximize the effort that we put into minimal things, I think is way better for who we are as human beings. It's good for our lives. It's good for our goals, for our tasks. And so, yeah, I'm super excited for what this painting is to me. I'm excited for the direction that I think it represents that I'm taking in my life, of just trying to slow down. There's a podcast I've been listening to. It's called Fight, Hustle, and Hurry. It is incredible. I finished it. It's so good. It's one of my favorite podcasts I've ever listened to. And I think even if you're not a Christian, you know, I think that this is a powerful thought to consider and reflect on, and kind of compare it to your life. And again, even if you're not a Christian, the wisdom can still be very applicable. And so, yeah, I just encourage you guys, take time, slow down, be quiet with yourself, and take your thoughts captive. And yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate you all. I've got some really big and exciting things coming up. Just had sift into some updates. Had my first paint and sip, which I posted a video about that. Super excited about how it went, and I still have people asking me if I'm going to do another one. So I guess I'll be maybe planning one sooner than I thought. I don't know. We'll see. Don't get your hopes up on that one. I have a speaking engagement next week that I'm very excited for. I was asked to give a speech for kind of the foundation of my town, which is kind of crazy. Like, me? You got the right person, right? Being 22 and having that is just an incredible honor, so I'm very excited about that. I've just been accepted into Flare on the Square, which is a big art festival it's a small art festival. Bryan, Ohio. It is this summer. I don't remember the date. You'll have to check my Instagram, but I'm gonna start pushing on social media for that a bit. So you can meet me in person. And I'm sorry, I'm excited about that. It's just scary. That's a scary thought. A scary thought saying like, hey, folks online, this is where I'm gonna be on this date. And that's just kind of scary, but I have to get used to that as an artist, literally trying to get my name out there. So yeah, I will be there in person, selling work, selling prints, selling things. So would love to connect. And again, I'll get more info about that. And then I actually was just invited to an exhibit. So super excited. So I will also be putting more info about that out there. If you want to get things on time, Instagram is where you connect with me. YouTube it feels like 2 months behind what actually happened when it actually happened. So trying to think. I think that's about it right now. I'm working on illustrating a children's book, so hopefully there will be info about that. I'm working with a nonprofit based in Pittsburgh, so just kind of working on that book for them. And so I'm super excited, and they're all excited. We're excited. I think God's excited. So yeah, I'm hopefully going to be pushing out information about that within the next few months. But even if I don't, please, for those of you that are in the Christian community, I would greatly appreciate your prayers and your support. So thank you guys so much. I love you all, and I hope that the warm weather of this beautiful summertime is, yeah,